So it's April 29th. This is Darci's Corner 2023. April 29th. I just got up a little bit ago. I was out last night enjoying myself. But before I got to enjoy myself, I was a victim of a hate crime, which is a new experience for me. I mean, I've been bullied a lot in my life, so that's not a new experience for me, but hate crimes kind of are. I have a neighbor who lives directly above me, and they have a problem with me sitting at the community chairs where the smoking area is. I don't smoke, but sometimes I like to visit with the missionaries, and because they got all sorts of rules about which rooms they can be in with which gender, and they don't really know which gender I am, even though they are very kind. They use my pronouns and they use my name, but they still don't want to. They're still unsure about the rules, and so in order for them to visit with me, they visit with me outside in like a park area, which the smoking area here is a park area. It's got a bunch of community chairs, and the guys upstairs have decided those chairs belong to them. And anybody else in the building is more than welcome to use those chairs, but I had better not be using those chairs. So last night, I was sitting in one of the chairs, as were the other missionaries. We were just having a chat about life, and I was telling them my conversion story. And then the woman who lives upstairs came downstairs and was all upset, pulled one of the missionaries aside, and let her know that it was wrong, that she was proselyting and that she wasn't allowed to do that, and it was against the law or something. And that this lady's nuts. She hates me too. And then a little bit later, we're sitting. She stopped doing that for a bit. We're sitting in chairs having a chat. He pokes his head out the window upstairs and starts shouting at me, "I thought I told you not to sit in my chairs." And I'm like, "These are not your chairs. They're community chairs, and don't worry about it. Just mind your business." And then he came downstairs and grabbed the chair and physically threw me out of it. And I did not hurt him at that point, but I was very tempted to hurt him at that point. I'm not a violent person. And they're like, "You better call the cops." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to now." And so I did. I called the police. I just called 911. And I said, "Hey, I've been assaulted." And we are literally a 2-minute walk from the police station. So they were here pretty fast. So they came here. They took down the information that happened. And they were unsure if they were actually going to be able to press charges or not. They're like, "Well, we can press charges, but it depends on the likelihood of a conviction." And like, so we're just going to gather the evidence. And I'm like, "I want that man arrested. And I also want to put a restraining order on him." Like, "Well, you can't do that in this town, so you have to go to the town 15 minutes west of here, and you can file for a restraining order there." So I'm going to do that on Monday. I'm going to go file a restraining order on these jokers, and I'm going to take their smoking pit away from them because it's literally outside my door, and I should not have to be intimidated by them physically or emotionally or verbally every time I walk outside my door. And I'm tired of that. They've been doing this ever since they moved in here, harassing me. How dare I use my door? Don't I know what inconveniences them? Like, it's disgusting the way they do that. So anyway, so that was it. That was my very first hate crime that I've experienced. I mean, they've done other things to me. They unplug my vehicle in the middle of winter, and they just go out of their way to make my life unpleasant. If I walk out the door, they see me there. If there's snow out there, they'll throw snow on me. I mean, as hate crimes go, I suppose it's a low key hate crime. They haven't vandalized my property yet, but like it's just gonna keep escalating. So I'm going to I'm gonna take the smoking pit away from them. Like I wasn't going to before because I don't use it very much, except for the odd time with I'm visiting with people or I happen to be enjoying the great outdoors. But now I'm gonna get a restraining order put on them, and I'm gonna spend all summer sitting at that smoke pit reading my book, just so they can't use it. Is that petty? Yeah, a little bit. Like I don't understand what it is with these people. These are the same jokers who were trying to get me evicted because my unit smelled bad. And so in response to that, they were coming downstairs to my door and they were literally sniffing my door, and then they were running to management crying that there was some sort of a bad smell in here and it was permeating their place upstairs, which is a bunch of crap. The management comes, and then that was how I found out they were sniffing my door because the maintenance guy was saying, "Yeah, well, they were said they were coming down here and sniffing your door." And when the management landlady, she heard that, she just put her hand in her face, went like, "I'm sorry, I didn't realize that they were harassing you." So management is on my side. That's nice. Like I'm lucky. If they were transphobic, I'd be screwed, but they're not. Anyway, so in response to that, I went and got a scratch and sniff sticker and I stuck it on my door just for them. And admittedly, that was kind of a funny thing to do, but we're past funny now. I'm gonna have to like. I had him charged last night, and as far as I know, he was arrested last night. So I think he spent last night in the holding cell. But no doubt they're letting him out today, or maybe on Monday. I don't know. Maybe let him out. So I'm gonna go get a restraining order and make sure that both of them stay away from me. So anyway, after I did all that crap, um, I went out karaoke into my some of my usual spots, and it was great because I had friends. Like I had friend groups there that I didn't have before, and they're like, "Hey, Darci, come sit with us," and they were so kind, and they were just like, you're one of us now, and you can just sit here and chill. And so I did that, and I don't know. It was an odd experience. I have to get used to being around people again, particularly people who are not Mormons, and it's a different dynamic. But it was fine. It was great, actually. Um, I mean, I still went home alone, but at least when I was there, I felt safe. I felt part of the group. So you know, this this adventure is getting wild, but I have community again, and I have a sense of normalcy, and even though I'm weird, everybody at my table was a little bit weird. They all described themselves as being the weirdos. I'm just like, oh, not my people, and they weren't all that weird really. They were just sitting there chilling, telling jokes, singing songs. Um, it felt nice to be part of the group instead of outside of it all the time. Anyway, Darcy's Corner. Peace.